Lionsgate announces a film adaptation and release date for the latest Hunger Games novel, Sunrise on the Reaping. So, along with the success of Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Susan Collins announced the new prequel entry in her popular series. Yes, prequel again, huh? Yes, apparently this one's going to be about Haymitch, played by Woody Harrelson, about when he won the game and then his descent into, I guess, alcoholism or something. I don't know. Because he did win, right? And then his life kind of went off the rails. So it's a prequel again. Do you guys like this idea of it going back? Slated for November 20th, 2026. So they're going to have to pull the trigger on this one rather, well, not super fast, but they got to get things going reasonably soon. Okay, so Susan Collins is a master storyteller, and our creative North Star said Adam Fogelson, chair of Lionsgate. We couldn't be more fortunate than to be guided and trusted by a collaborator whose talent and imagination are so consistently brilliant. Okay, so just a puff piece here. We don't need to hear all of that. The second quarter. We know Hunger Games fans worldwide want an extraordinary story. Of course, everybody wants a good story. What are you talking about, dude? The second quarter quell is legendary. The second quarter quell is legendary. It looms large over the history of the games, even into the time of Katniss Everdeen a quarter century later. Like fans around the globe, we are eagerly anticipating this exciting turn to Panem. I do like the world of Panem. I think it's great. I like going back there for the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Thought it was really cool to get back into that world. So, does this make sense? The release of the book is going to be March 18th, 2025. Okay. So the book's not even out yet, huh? And you're already going to greenlight it. Well, does this make sense, guys? Let's take a look at some of the numbers here. Well, obviously it started off big. Catching Fire is still the top one, and then it's the second one, then Mockingjay Part 1, Mockingjay Part 2. So it started off strong. Second movie went up, and then we sort of went down in our trajectory of box office haul. And then last year, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes came out, and it never even got to the fare of what the Katniss series did, because it was a prequel, because it was about the younger President Snow. And I said when it first came out, I liked this movie. I thought I was pleasantly surprised at how well done it was. Tom Blythe there as the young President Snow did a good job, and was my first exposure to Rachel Zegler. So I liked it. Really good. Must see if you watch the other Hunger Games. Great to get the backstory. And I dug it. But as we see from the box office numbers here, it, well, let's see. The Ballad of Songbirds of Snakes had a $100 million budget and only made 327, taking in about, let's say, theater percentages and marketing. It probably needed to be around 250 to 300 million to break even. And it did. So, based on these numbers, though, because it's a prequel, and I gotta say, you can't have $100 million budget for this next movie, Sunrise. You gotta somehow bring it in around the 70 to 80 million dollars for it to be financially okay. Like if you push it up to 100 again, remember the trajectory is down. It's not as if you're going to make this one and then it's going to go boom. Let's go back up to 677, or Catching Fire. The number one is 864, and that had Katniss, one of my favorite actresses, Jennifer Lawrence. So I don't think you can get there having a story completely about Haymitch. It's fascinating, but you got to figure out a way to do it with a smaller budget, and I think you could deliver. I think we would be set up for that. What do you guys think about this story and the book? Are you going to read the book first? And what if the book stinks? Are you going to change course? Are you going to be a little bit like Denis Villeneuve, who says, You know, they're not going to adapt the third Dune book because you know, the third Dune book is really weird, where I think people start to morph into weird alien sandworms and stuff like that. So it gets really weird, guys. I don't know. We'll talk about that story later on. But what do you guys think? New Hunger Games movie in the works, 2026, November 2026. I'll check it out because, as I said, I like the world of Pan Am. Joseph Richie in the live chat says, "Hey, how are you today?" Hey, good man. I'm really good. I'm about to go out and see Bad Boys Ride or Die here in 2 hours.